On the level, right? That's what the clowns do. I feel like money bitch, you know that everyone need, but I can't hang with no leash. You gotta add to the feast. I start my play with my feet, so I gotta tax on my fees. I'm getting money with ease. I'm blessed like I sneeze. They say like the ice
What's good, y'all?
Showing the team.
GCTV, back with another one.
Life is a gamble, so bet on yourself. It's scary, your ass is gonna sit on the shelf, but you know that ain't good for your health, nigga. You better run it up. Do what it takes for the wealth and the currency. My money's doubling currently. I'm from the north, so I'm moving with urgency, swerving through traffic emergencies. No flashing lights on my chain, only lights to the person see if they blind.
That is Hypnotic by your boy Geo Casinos. It's GCTV. Let's get it, baby. Let's get it. We back. Now, I know I told y'all on the first episode we was going to be talking about the making of a narc and how to spot one and all of that good stuff, right? But one thing that I think is more important to talk about is having the ability to be alone, right? Because before we even get to all of that, we gotta deal with you first, right? We gotta make sure you good first, right? So let's get to it. People who don't spend time alone, right, they typically lack the ability to walk away, right? They lack the ability to walk away. They put up with a lot of nonsense. Probably because, well, yeah, it's not probably. It's because they're scared to be alone. They don't want to be alone, right? They don't want to be lonely, right? Being able to be alone and being lonely is not the same thing, by the way. If you by yourself for a certain period of time, that's not being lonely. You're just being alone, right? Being lonely is when you need the other person. That's when that's going to lead me into going into codependency, right? Codependency, you know. You meet somebody, you're ignoring red flags. You know something is off. You know that it's okay. This person did this. This person said that. You're sweeping it under the rug. I said no, don't do that, right? Because what's gonna happen next is you're gonna get into something called a trauma bond, right? Trauma bond. Now this is a very, very bad thing. Trauma bonds. Most people have a misconception for what a trauma bond is. So let me go ahead and break it down for you, right? A trauma bond is when you have an attachment to your abuser, right? But let me break it down. What happens is, right, you get into validation seeking because you're codependent, right? So this dude goes, we're gonna bring it back over here. Being codependent, right? You want this person to stay around, you don't want this person to leave you, so you go into validation seeking, right? And then the other thing that happens with trauma bonds is you got something called the emotional roller coaster, right? Which is very bad for your brain. I'm going to explain why. The emotional roller coaster is going to be a very abusive relationship, right? And then that emotional roller coaster is going to become addictive to your mind, right? And the problem with that is you have an addiction to trauma, right? And trauma in itself, whether you're addicted to it or not, right? It's gonna cause a reduce of gray matter in your brain, right? Which changes the functioning of your brain. Don't play with this, people. Do not play with these people. Do not ignore the red flags. All of that stuff. I mean, yeah, you think you winning right now because you got somebody, but it's not. It's never that serious. It's not that serious, yo. I'm telling you, it's not. I'm telling you, you do not want to be on the other side of realizing you were trauma bonded, like, whoa, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, right? So then now we're going to get into people who do spend time alone, people who do spend more time alone, right? They have the ability to walk away, right? Because they figure, hey, I don't got to deal with this. I don't need to be around this person. If, let's say this person is my only friend and they're acting stupid, I could still cut them off. Because, hey, I could be alone, right? I have the ability to be alone. So you have the ability to walk away, right? The next thing after that is you become more self-aware. You start to know who you are. You have a relationship with yourself, right? You know your likes, you know your dislikes, right? You know what gets you upset, you know what, makes you happy, things, the whole nine, things of that nature, right? So that you discover more things about yourself, right? So self-awareness, right? And then you get self-improvement as well. You're like, oh, you know what? That's something about myself I don't really like that much. Let me go ahead and fix that. Now you're a stronger person. Now you're a better person, right? Whatever the case may be, right? Then that's going to lead to an increase in confidence, right? Because you know who you are, right? Not only that, you improved who you are, right? So, yeah. Once this happens, oh, I know y'all remember seeing one of my posts when I'm talking about internal high value and external high value. That's when you become internally high value. You have the high values internally. You have the self-awareness. You have the self-worth, right? You did the self-improvement. This is real high value. And I'm going to get into this in another video. Real high value versus fake high value. Let me not call it fake high value. I'm going to call it internal versus external. That's really what it is, right? There's really no fake high value. Well, there is high value, but that's not the point. Yeah, there is fake high value. That's not the point, though. But, yeah, when you have real internal high value, what happens is you become unfuckwittable. You become unfuckwittable. Listen, you're not going to put up with any bullshit. You're just not going to do it. You're just not going to put up with it. Why? Because you have the ability to walk away. It all comes back full circle, man. Got people that are so terrified of being alone. It's not, man, it's the best thing you could do. Being alone with yourself, learning who you are, that's the best thing you could do. You being in your own company. Hey, look, you're going to develop such a strong relationship with yourself. It's like, yeah, like, unfuckwittable. Unfuckwittable. Like, your higher self not even, yeah. Like, once you develop it, it's really what your higher self is what you're coming closer to as well, right? But, yeah, your higher self's not going to let you, not with the bullshit at all. Not at all. Right? That's pretty much it for today, man. Yeah. I think that's a little bit more important. This right here, this is good. This is your foundation for dealing with narcissistic people. This is your foundation right here. Having the ability to walk away, right? And I'm gonna give you a bonus if you stood here and watch this video, right? I'm gonna go ahead and tell you how to deal with a narc, right? If you absolutely need to. Let's say you can't just cut this person off. Maybe you work with this person. Maybe this person is maybe you co-parenting with this person, whatever the case may be, right? What you do is something called the gray rock, right? It's called the gray rock method. Now, when you use this method, basically what you're doing is you're speaking to this person on a need to know basis only, right? But not only that, if this person attempts to communicate with you for whatever reason that's not important or they don't need to be communicating with you, you keep it short, you keep it sweet, you be as boring as possible. You be as boring, you be as dry as humanly possible, right? Because what they want to do is get you on this emotional roller coaster I was talking about, right? They want to get you on this emotional roller coaster. At some point, they're always fishing to start something. They're always doing it. Why? Because they themselves are validation seeking.